We've all been there, haven't we? Just replaying every single little interaction, trying to figure out if your crush feels the same way. Well, in this explainer, we're going to decode the signs and hopefully get you a lot closer to an answer.
Ah, yes. Do they like me back? It's the question that can just play on a loop in your head, right? You get that amazing rush of excitement, but then, boom, it's followed by doubt. The real mystery is trying to figure out what in the world is happening on their side of the equation.
But here's the thing, you are absolutely not alone in this. It is a completely universal feeling. So let's break it down. We're going to look for the clues together, step by step.
Okay, so where do we start? Let's begin with the unspoken signals, body language. These are the subconscious clues people give away without even realizing it when they're interested. It's the stuff they can't hide.
So, in this section, we're going to focus on three key things: eye contact, smiling, and this really fascinating concept called mirroring. All right, first up, the eyes. If you notice your crush looking at you, like a lot, that's a big clue. But you've got to pay close attention to the classic look and look away move. You know the one? If you catch them staring and they quickly dart their eyes away, that's a textbook sign of attraction mixed with a little bit of shyness.
Okay, next is smiling. And I'm not just talking about a polite grin. I'm talking about a genuine, face lighting up kind of smile. If they seem to just brighten up the moment you walk into a room, that's a super clear sign they enjoy your presence. It's a smile that feels like it's just for you. Okay, now for mirroring. This is a really, really interesting psychological concept. Have you ever noticed someone subtly copying your posture? Like maybe you lean on your elbow, and then a moment later, they do the exact same thing? That's mirroring, and it's a totally subconscious way of showing a desire for connection. Their brain is basically saying, hey, I get you, I'm on your wavelength. All right, so we've covered the subconscious stuff, the things they might not even know they're doing. Now let's move on to the more intentional efforts. This is where we see a shift from those passive signs to active pursuits. The deliberate actions someone takes to get closer to you.
So, what exactly should you look for? Well, we'll explore four key actions: finding reasons to talk, remembering those small details, offering to help out, and of course, giving compliments.
Okay, so the most important word here is initiation. Does this person go out of their way to start a conversation with you? It could be about something totally tiny, the weather, a class, a random meme. The subject really doesn't matter. The goal for them is just to create a moment of connection with you. Oh man, this next one is a huge indicator of genuine interest. Do they remember the little things? The stuff you mentioned offhand last week, like your dog's name or your favorite coffee order? People usually only remember these little details if they genuinely care. It means they're actually truly listening. All right, next up is helpfulness, but with a little twist. See, it's one thing to be a nice person. It's another thing entirely to go out of your way for someone. If they're always the first one to offer you a hand, give you some advice, or just be there when you need support, that shows they're really invested in your well-being. And of course, we can't forget about compliments. This is one of the more direct signs for sure. If they consistently notice positive things about you, your new haircut, a great idea you shared in a meeting, or even just your smile, it means they are paying really close and positive attention to you. Okay, let's dive into our final section, and honestly, this might be the most telling one of all, the emotional connection. This is where we move beyond simple actions and we start looking for signs of deeper interest and even a little bit of vulnerability. So our final signs are going to focus on three things: that fun dynamic of playful teasing, the surprisingly positive sign of them getting nervous around you, and what might be the ultimate indicator, actively trying to spend time together.
Playful teasing can be such a great sign. And just to be clear, we are not talking about mean-spirited jokes here. We're talking about that lighthearted back and forth that creates a special kind of rapport, maybe even some inside jokes. It's a really low-pressure way of flirting, and it shows they feel comfortable and engaged with you.
Okay, so this one's a little counterintuitive, but it's so important. If they seem a bit shy or fidgety or even kind of awkward around you, that might not be a bad thing at all. In fact, it's often a huge sign that they really like you and they're just nervous about making a good impression. Why? Because they actually care what you think. And that brings us to our final sign, which is, you could argue, the most important one of all. They actively try to spend time with you. They look for any opportunity to be in the same space, whether that's joining your group for lunch or suggesting you both go to an event. At the end of the day, someone wanting to be near you is one of the clearest signals out there. Okay, so we've gone through all these different signs, but what's the real takeaway here?
It all comes down to putting the pieces of the puzzle together and understanding the huge difference between a coincidence and a pattern.
Just think about it for a second. What if you only see one of these signs? Just one.
By itself, that's probably just a coincidence. A single smile could just be them being friendly. One offer of help might just be them being kind. You see, a single data point isn't nearly enough to draw a real conclusion. But what happens when you start seeing 5 or 6 or even more of these signs? And not just once, but you see them consistently over time. See, that's when a coincidence becomes a pattern. And the pattern is what you're really looking for. It's the combination of everything, the consistent eye contact, plus them remembering the small details, plus them finding excuses to talk to you. That's when you can start to feel a lot more confident that, yeah, something is probably there. So the takeaway is this. Stop focusing on a single clue and start looking for the bigger picture. Now that you know the signs, what pattern will you be looking for?